Oh, I better stop that before I get hit with a copyright strike. It is 7 o'clock. Well, at least it will be in about 30 seconds for you. Well, for me. I don't know how it works. We're out of time. Anyway. Good evening. I don't have my window open. Oh, Jesus. Oh, and then everything got shifted around. Good times. How's everybody doing tonight? I am doing great. Did I grab the wrong one? No, I did. That's not my screen. This one's my screen. Alright, back there. No, back there. Alright. Let's see. Today. Live. There we go. Alright, now I'm on. I had plenty of time to set all this up, and I didn't. Okay, so it is Monday. I didn't get a normal video out today. I decided to spend my time getting Despair up since Saturday didn't happen because our neighbor is building some kind of patio out back. So every time I tried to record, it was hammering and sawing. So I finally got it recorded, and then I edited it this morning, added the sound effects, and uploaded it. And so if you haven't had a chance to watch episode 8 yet, it's chapter 2. And I really, really like Epidemic sound. So before, I was using YouTube to get the sound effects for the video, but I decided to go ahead and dump $15 a month into Epidemic sound, and it was well worth it. Some of the sound effects are way better. So I kind of wish I could go back and change like the first 3 or 4 episodes, but it is what it is. So unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So I guess we'll just move forward with that. Chapter 2 is a bit different. Kinda. It starts kind of similar. But like I commented in the video, I'm a sucker for gloom and doom. So I do have some ideas for the next book I'll be doing on YouTube. So that's going to be completely different. And yeah, don't know when that's going to happen. At this rate, if I do like let's see, I did chapter 1. It took me 2 months writing it 2 pages a week is what I averaged when I for Despair. And if I keep that up, I should be done in 2.5 years. So there's that. I was thinking about making them longer, but already it takes 4 hours to write, record, edit, add the sound effects, and then upload it to YouTube. And if I made them longer, I would probably, I don't know, I guess if I stretched it out throughout the entire week, then it probably wouldn't be so bad. Like maybe write it on Monday or Tuesday, and then start working on the editing process throughout the week, and then upload a much longer video on Saturdays. I could probably do that. But that depends, because I do a lot of stuff in the afternoons, like the live stream at 7, and then if I get back into it, I'll be live streaming on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, I don't know, it depends. Got a lot of cool things happening this week, so I don't know if I'll be able to make them longer, but we'll see. I'm starting a new experiment on vocal media starting today, actually. I'm doing a 30 days of blogging every day on vocal. Now, I was able to sustain this when I was doing it for the blog for michaelbrockbank.com. I did it for the entire month. Really didn't help traffic much, but then again, I don't really promote that website. That's just, that blog is there as a culmination of everything I do on the internet. So it has all my Green Geek stuff, WriterSanctuary, Colorado Plays, Crossing Colorado, Practically Living Green, the YouTube channel, Twitch, and everything else. So I don't really push that much. If somebody asks me what I do, I tell them to go look at that website. It's a much faster breakdown. But anyway, so I started the vocal experiment today. I'll be doing it for 30 days. I'm doing 3 different categories for the content. So it'll be 3 different niches. I'm doing it for, I didn't write it down over here, but it's journal, longevity, and I can't remember what the other one is. Gamers, I think. Pretty much what I cover in my blogs. So, but the point is I want to see if it matters for niche, and if it matters if you blog every day on how much you make on Vocal. Because I kind of started doing a little bit of it back in January, made a little bit more money, got a $5 tip, which did pay out. So Vocal does pay out and went straight to my Stripe account. That's one thing I don't like about Vocal. I'm not a big fan of Stripe, but it is what it is. As long as I get my money, I don't care. I'd rather use PayPal because I have a PayPal debit card. And if I get a donation or a $5 tip or something like that from Vocal, if it was in PayPal, I'd have instant access to it because then I can swipe my debit card anywhere. But and I've had my PayPal account since like 2001. God, I've had that thing for a long, long time. And after 30 days, I'm going to do a video for Wednesday, kind of in the same style that I did on last Friday's video. This seems to go over fairly well. A bunch of B-roll and more energetic, more fun times to it. So I'll be doing that. Why is the chat window loading? I hope no one's chatting with me because that would... Oh, wow. Holy crap. Okay, so I didn't get any of these chats, so I'm going to take a moment. Fucking YouTube. All right, so anywho, Chris Dessoff says, sup? How's it going, Chris? Ron Kincaid says, yo peeps, how's it going, Ron? No spoilers. I haven't had a chance to listen to the latest episode yet. Oh, okay, I won't spoil it. It is based on characters I created, like, oh wow, it's been a long, long time. And they're my two favorite characters I've ever put together. So it's going to be fun. Not good necessarily, but not bad. That's good that you're not bad. It'll be good to see how the Vocal articles perform over the next year, assuming you get search traffic. Exactly. That's part of the videos I want to be doing is what to expect when you're writing on Vocal. So it's pretty much the same thing as on Hub Pages and Medium. Does Vocal get search traffic? When I search for the stuff I look for, no. The only things that ever pop up between the three big ones is Medium. And even the Medium articles are few and far between. So I'm not sure how Vocal gets their traffic, to be honest. I've yet to see one pop up, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Somebody could be searching for something completely different than what I do. And that's possible. I don't know how it works yet. I assume it's basically like Hub Pages. Yes, it is. Hub Pages has more... I don't know, with Hub Pages, they kind of send your stuff all over the place. So they have their own websites specific to certain niches, which is good because Google likes that kind of stuff. So Vocal has more of subdomains for their niches. So I think that might be the difference between why Hub Pages and Medium get more search traffic, and I haven't seen anything on Vocal. Linda Ray says, I use Stripe too. I have it, but it was such a pain in the ass to set it up. Like, I've had my PayPal account since 2001. 20 years I've had PayPal. And I would much rather everything go to my PayPal card. I mean, I have the business debit card, so I can swipe it anywhere. I used it for when I ran the computer center. I used it for the liquor store. It was just convenient. So, on chat. Yep, I see the chat now finally. God, it's like, God, there's like 6 people in here and no one's chatting. I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I like popped out the chat and then all of a sudden, boom, I get everybody's messages. Thanks, YouTube. Nice. Anywho, let's talk about Vocal. Yes, okay. And so it's going to be a 2-parter video for Wednesday. It's going to be how I'm starting it and how I'm going to approach it. And then I'll do part 2. It's going to be in 30 days, and it's going to be the results of everything I come across for Vocal. So Stripe integrates with DocuSign. Ah, so it's so easy. Okay. Yeah, I bet it would be, especially with what you guys do. So that's probably convenient as hell. Good times. peanut butter whiskey on the rocks. And I'm using ice cubes that look like brains. So what happened is that I don't have an ice tray, and my ex's boy, I still call him one of my own. So Donovan goes out and gets ice cube trays for me, and he got them at Halloween. So I've got all these Halloween ice cubes. So right now I'm drinking brains. Oh, I love peanut butter whiskey. That's the last of it too. I'm gonna have to go buy more. It's such good stuff. That Fireball. I'm out of Fireball too. Time saver, baby. Oh yeah, I bet. Well, that's why I used PayPal with when I had the computer center. Is I can process credit cards right there in my office, and then with having the debit card, I can go pay bills like right then. Brains, yeah, yep. And I think there's eyeballs, bats, and pumpkins if I remember right. It's ice cubes. Buggers can't be choosy. Oh, Friday. So Friday morning, I did a little survey. I've only had 8 voters, so it's pretty easy to tell how many votes everything got. About should I keep the live streams this late at night or should I have them earlier? 4 people so far said same time is good. 2 people said mornings would be great, and 2 people was like, what? There's a live show? Yep, sarcasm. Of course, I have to be sarcastic to put that question on there in the first place. So, what I want to do, yeah, I am alcohol free again this week. Man, I need moolah. I tried to give you moolah. Gotta get those molds. Oh, they were at, I think we got them at Walmart on Halloween. Yeah, it was the Walmart up here. Are we looking for Halloween decorations? Because I'm a Halloween freak. I love Halloween. I decorate the shit out of my house. And so we were there looking for new stuff to add, and he came across those and bought them. I just haven't had a chance to go buy real ice cube trays because they work. What do I care? I didn't see this poll. It's yeah, I don't think a lot of people do. Have 1,080 subscribers and 8 votes. So a lot of people don't give a shit or don't see it. Either way. Peanut butter brains. Well, 9 p.m. seems to work for me, but I like morning too. Okay, so what I was going to do is I'm going to try it this Friday. I am going to do Friday live streams in the morning and Monday in the afternoon. The reason why I'm doing it on Friday is because usually I can get caught up with everything pretty quick on a Friday, which is why I wanted to help hash things out with Chris here to do a podcast on Fridays, because Fridays all I got to do is do the video for WriterSanctuary, and then the blog should all be done by then. And so Fridays are pretty open. So I'm thinking maybe about an hour in the morning on a Friday, and then Monday night live stream. Where did I post it? On YouTube? Yes, in the community tab on YouTube. I'm not really sure how well that works for everybody. I don't know if it's because I'm so small or if maybe I post it at the wrong times, but it seems like anytime I post a video early in the morning, it gets more views. So I figured, let's post the questionnaire in the morning and see what happens. Apparently it didn't work very well. So plus I'm 2 hours behind you. Yes. Yep, you guys are east and north. Way east and way north. But for me it's 7 p.m. In the mornings I was thinking about on Friday, I think I was going to do it either 9 or 10. I was going to do them on Mondays, but I can't on Monday because I have a 10 o'clock staff meeting where I complain to my writers what they're doing wrong. Or plan out the week. Tuesdays, I want to try to start getting some more gaming content up for Colorado Plays, which means more videos. Wednesday is I take care of the green blog. Thursdays, the fitness stuff. Friday is pretty much open. So, sorry, I was looking for the poll on WriterSanctuary and heard my name think. What did I miss? I'm ahead of you. What day is it? It is Monday. I'll be doing the live stream on Friday mornings. So I'm thinking either 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. So it'll be probably about 11 a.m. or noon for you. The poll is on YouTube somewhere. Yeah, it's on the community tab. I believe if you go to my channel and hit the community link or button or tab or whatever the hell it is on the channel, you should be able to see it. But I was hoping that it would have been like in front of everybody by now. I don't know. I think maybe I get lost in the algorithm. Because like I told Linda, she was going to pass me before the weekend, and she sure as hell did. You guys are rocking it, though. You guys are doing some awesome stuff, so that's pretty exciting to see you guys grow so fast. It's awesome. And I was subscriber 300 and something. It was like 323 or something like that when I subscribed to Linda Ray. Yeah. And then you guys just like in the last month just exploded. So I see the notifications on YouTube when you're going live. Nice. That's good. I don't get notifications of my own videos until like 3 days later. Hey, look, WriterSanctuary posted a video 3 days ago. Thanks for noticing. Yeah, I told you. Huh? And if I could see your numbers, I bet you're gonna beat me in by the time you hit your 4,000 hours. So, yeah. Oh wow, I was your number 900. Yes, you were. I still see the comment every time I log into my dashboard. So yeah, you exploded. Yeah, you did. Gained a lot, like 25, 30 a day. And I get 42 every month. Something like that. I don't know. Biggest difference though is that I create content that isn't really all that searched for. Like if you search text broker and I'm all over the place, I'm like, I'd say close to 80% of the videos on the top 20 are mine for text broker. But with everything else, I've got a ton of competition. I get buried pretty deep. So it's all good. I think it's fun. I hit the bell. See, and so did Sam. Sam doesn't get them either until like a day or two later. And she hit the notification bell as well. So I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, YouTube's having a YouTube problem. And they keep fixing all this other stuff. I'm like, well, there's so much more important things you could be doing. Whatever. It's all good. I have fun with the videos. Especially with doing Despair. I was so upset that I couldn't get it up on Saturday. Every time I hit the record button, you can hear the hammer in the background. Boom, boom, boom. I even had to re-record it. The sound effects are way better though. Like I love the okay, I'm not gonna say anything, but epidemic sound, definitely a bonus. Earlier, Chris, when I said your name was at Fridays, I was open for doing that podcast, and I would like to get together with you at some point to do that. If I'm doing the Friday morning thing, I don't know. There would have to be sometime in the afternoon. Not like late, but like maybe after lunch. Oh man, I saw your Twitter post. Which one? I posted quite a few today. Or the last couple of days. I did, the picture of my cat. Murphy's Law. Okay, now I don't remember what I posted. Are you talking about me slouching in my chair? Or getting pissed off that I couldn't get Despair up? And then I shared Transylvania 65000. That song's been stuck in my head for 3 days now. I listen to it a lot before I hit the start stream button. I just like 80s music. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. About the noise. Yeah, God. I was getting so mad. The thing is, I can't really get mad at my neighbor. She's such a sweet lady. She's like in her 60s or 70s. she's much older, and she's an awesome, sweet lady. And so I'm like, I can't get mad at her because they're building it. The sun was out. You know, they don't know I'm trying to record, and I got to soundproof my room. So, yeah. Anytime Fridays works good for me. Sweet. Then we'll have to set something up then. Not being able to record. Yeah. But I got it done. Got it uploaded today. So, chapter 2. I even shared the link on Wattpad on Twitter. So if anybody's interested in reading it, they can do that. Plus, Wattpad lets me embed the videos. So you can do both actually. You can watch and read along. But I really like how this is going. I'm really enjoying it. I wish I could make them longer. So it takes me, let's see, the one today took me a little over 13 minutes to read and record. And then I took about 2 hours to edit. And then I think I spent about 30 minutes finding sound effects. Epidemic Sounds makes it so much easier to find certain sound effects in YouTube by far. That's what happens between free and paid. So I don't have the community tab. You will. Once you hit 1,000 subscribers, it takes about 2 weeks. I didn't get mine till it was a little over a week before I finally got the community tab. So you hit it last week, so I bet you'll probably get it by Thursday or Friday, if not sooner. I've read up on how some people take up to 2 weeks, so yeah. You'll get it. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you'll beat me in watch time too. Oh man, I am so tired. It's been a long day already. It's only Monday. It's like non-stop going. And then tomorrow I've got a buttload of stuff to do. I was going to say boatload, but it came out wrong. I haven't really drank that much. I'm just tired. Okay, yeah. No worries about it. Then you get your polls and all kinds of stuff. Bets are on. All right. I'm telling you. Right now, I'll look at my hours here. So if you look at your dashboard, you got the watch time hours you got your number of your subscribers, the summary for the 28 days, your views, and watch time hours. Right now, my watch time hours are 261.1. Now, in order for me to hit the 4,000 hours watch time, I have to hit 306 and up. And it has to be consistent. So I have a spreadsheet that crunched a ton of numbers for me, and the last month or two really haven't helped me at all. In fact, at the rate things are going, I won't be in the YouTube partnership program at all this year. So it'll probably be postponed until February next year. But that's my fault. I gotta come up with some better stuff to, if people want to watch or listen to or whatever. Hey, idea, maybe you could post the poll on Twitter and Instagram too. You'll get plenty more engagement, and you might get more people to come over to the live stream too, that way too. I was thinking about doing it on Twitter. I'm not really sure. I still have to go through a Instagram course that I keep putting off. But I will be putting it up on Twitter. Maybe, I've already reserved myself to do it on Friday. So the next time I do a poll, I'll probably throw it up on Twitter as well. Because I think you're right. I get way more, well, I can't say way. I do get a little bit more engagement on Twitter than I do on YouTube, but not by much. Definitely not Facebook. Facebook pisses me off. Everybody keeps trying to send me messages in it, but I don't get Facebook messages till like 4 or 5 hours after the fact. So it is a game, a strategy. Half-hour watch hours occurred in the past 28 days. What? Yep. You've been doing a lot of stuff, so you heard that. I'll do it. I'll do it. I promise. I'll do it this week. I'll try. No promises. But yeah. So anyway, I love playing with spreadsheets. That's why I'm a dork. Or I guess that's not why I'm a dork. I'm a dork. That's why I have spreadsheets. Ah, chicken and the egg. Facebook is so boring to me now. The only reason why I have Facebook right now is because I have told people that they can contact me through Facebook, and I have talked to a few people on Facebook for writing stuff. A couple of clients, a couple of people that needed help with Text Broker. Mostly though, I'm on it for my mom and my sister because they love Facebook and they use the shit out of it, and they live in Utah. So that's pretty much my only connection to my family at the moment because I hate phones. I forget to call people. Nobody calls me. So I'm better with certain platforms. Text me. I'll text you back. Email. I prefer email. But that is what it is. Okay. Oh. Well, there we go. Such a riveting conversation. This is why I don't have shit for hours. I'm trying not to let it get me down because when I built the channel, I wasn't trying to become a celebrity or make that mad YouTube money because I know how AdSense works. So you can't fool me. But I would like all this effort to mean for something. I just gotta get better with it, I guess. Oh, that would suck. Don't drop that. That's my last bit of liquor. Have an aversion to talking on the phone? No, so do I. In fact, I didn't have a phone for 4 years before my ex made me get one. Trevor loves to talk on the phone. I do love all caps. Yeah, I noticed. You're always shouting. Oh, but I hate phones. I hate them with a passion. Never liked phones. Yeah, my ex forced me to get every phone I've ever had because I would go without it. But I guess with having children, it's kind of convenient. But then everybody can call me, and I don't want everybody to call me. Now that I have teenagers, my phone's always like, weight loss update? No. So I had to restart it again because last week I started off with 4 days I didn't even bother recording. It was a bad time. And today I'm doing really good. Yesterday was all messed up. So we had Dan's birthday, and Arabeth, my daughter, made Dan this huge chocolate raspberry cake. This thing is rich. I mean, one little foomp is 1,000 calories. So we waited until like 10:30 at night because I'm waiting for Sam to get off work so that we can all do birthday with Dan. And she's like, "Don't wait for me." So I'm like, "Fuck it, fine." So I get the girls, get Dan, we have our cake, ate it at 10:30. So none of that digested. So I woke up and I actually gained a little over a pound this morning. So I'll be working on that this week. So far today though, I've only had like 1,100 calories total. That could account for why I'm so tired. I don't know if you saw I shared on Instagram my picture of being on the Zaz. Now that's another story altogether. But I'll be doing a video and an article about the Zaz here soon. I just want to know how many. 1,346. So the Zaz is a vibrating board, and Sam let me borrow it. So I've got it set up in the living room, and it vibrates, yeah. And it was shaking things that I didn't know if I wanted shaking. Like all the fat on my back was vibrating so bad it itched so much. So yeah, you definitely feel all the places that you need to work, especially when you turn up. So that's going to be something different. So I went full hippie today. Green smoothie with spinach, apple, and banana. Nice. All organic. Only cost me like 20 bucks or whatever. Green spinach, apple, and banana. I don't know. Spinach and apple. I don't know if I could do that. But I tell you what, it's a hell of a lot better than chili, corn, and rice, and whatever the hell you were eating back in January. It's like every time I saw that picture, I'm like, oh my god, that's like 700 calories. Ooh, too much. I have spent so much time eating small, so like anything more than, well, I don't have any dishes out in front of me. I keep my portions down quite a bit so that my meals, like lean cuisines, I use those plates, I recycle them and wash them out, and that's what I serve my food in. So it's all portion sizes. And so anything over 400 calories and I start feeling bloated. I just followed you. Oh, we are not following each other on Instagram. Are we not? I thought it, well, I swear I was following, oh no, oh, that's what it is. I started following Megan. I didn't know you had an Instagram account. Followed you back. Done. Oh, here's something So every time I post anything on Instagram, the last 4 posts have been getting bombarded by people who want me to hawk their wares. Like, why so cute? The picture I had of, that was Merriweather and Cloak. And all I did was lay back in my chair. I was slouching in my chair. Both of them jumped on me. Couldn't see anything. And so I took that picture. And then I got the whole, why so cute? You're exactly what we're looking for. Contact, yada, yada, yada. I get that all the time. Like watches and shoes. And like, you know, if my 30 followers are that tempting to you to invite me to a collab, then your product probably sucks. I don't show my shoes. I wear a Fitbit. That's the only watch I have. And don't try to tell me I'm cute. I know better. It's my cats. Flavor of the fruit. Spinach makes me a healthy filler. It absorbs the fruit in the smoothie. I followed up with chili and rice for dinner though. Okay, well, never mind. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff I've seen you take pictures of that you eat look really good. But, God, just look at that. And I can feel my stomach just growling at me. And again, I can't really handle much anymore. I really did a number on me. Yeah, this really was good. I'll be doing that again. Cool. It sounds good minus the spinach. My daughter will make me smoothies once in a while, and she uses the fruit berry medley from Costco. Oh, those are so good. She hasn't made me one in a while though. I created an Instagram course. How would I not be on IG? I know, that's why I was like halfway through sentence, and it dawned on me like, oh, wait a second. It might just be because I'm tired. You know, yeah. I went to bed at like way late last night. Got up at 6. I didn't get to walk much today because it's snowing again. Welcome to Colorado. And I did do a lot of cleaning today though. You hated my yellow goop. Yeah, that one, I will admit, I am not a fan of creamed corn of any kind. No. It just looks like something my cat yacked up in the living room. I'm not going to eat it. Sorry. I've never liked creamed corn. I tried eating it once, but it just didn't sit right. And I don't know. It was a mixture of the taste and the texture. But hey, if you like it, have at it, bud. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I eat that nobody else likes. Like Dan. He can't stand peanut butter. I love it. I would smear it all over everything. Peanut butter's good. That's why I'm drinking peanut butter whiskey. And just found out a couple days ago that someone I kind of like on Twitter is a fan of peanut butter as well. Like, oh, wow. All right. Yeah. Oh, you want to hear about my adventures in OkCupid? So, I went through an entire stack of women in Denver, in the Denver metro. And I'm to the point now where they're saying there's no more women for me to look at. I sent out 6 messages, haven't heard back from any of them. I got 9 likes. I'm like, don't like me. Because when it comes to a like, how do I know that it's not some bot sending fake likes to get me to pay for an upgrade so I can see who liked me? Because I did an article about Zeusk, and I found out that Zeusk has a lot of profiles that they bought from companies that specifically make profiles for dating sites. Now, how I know this is because, well, pictures. And so it was funny that I got all these responses, all these emails and messages and likes and shit, but I pay for the service, dried up. As soon as I stopped paying for the service, here they come again. Kind of coincidental, don't you think? But then I started looking into it, and a lot of the accounts on them were fake. So, take it with a grain of salt. Gotta bounce. Have a great night. Well, thank you for stopping by, Linda Wright, and I will talk to you later. And may your channel continue to grow. Ugh. So anyway, yeah, that's my experience with OkCupid. Gets to the point where just pass, no more. Fuck it, close it. Moving on. Now you guys probably want to hear about my lack of love life. Is there anything else we can cover? Does anybody have any questions for me if you're on? Or you're just listening to the sound of my sultry voice? Because I only had 4 things to talk about and talked about them all. So, what else can we talk about? Despair, episode 8. Epidemic Sound. Vocal media. I do plan on doing more with hub pages and Medium after this vocal experiment. I might do one after another. That was the initial plan to begin with. I just hope I have the time. That's why I had it all planned out before. I was doing good for about a week or 2, and then I just got so caught up with everything else I didn't have a chance to do it. That's where a lot of my problems lie, is that I do have a stupid amount of stuff on my plate, so I don't really get to all the cool stuff I want. Online dating sounds terrible. Sorry, bud. Don't worry about it. I don't. Well, I wouldn't say worry. It gets frustrating. It's like, am I really that much of a troll? What's wrong with me? Man. Anywho. But yeah, I just get so much on my plate that I never get a chance to really put forth a lot of effort to complete one of my projects or challenges I want to do. Because like last time, I was doing great, hammering it out, and then my client threw out, he wants to do YouTube videos now. I'm like, great. So now I get to upload YouTube videos for him. So that takes up a ton of time, especially when I have to download them off of the server. So that's taking bandwidth, which is costing me an arm and a leg because I use Xfinity. And then I have to upload them to YouTube. And then it takes YouTube a long time to render a 2-hour webinar. And then I have to do the thumbnail and the description. And then I have to write the blog post for the webinar and then embed the webinar into the blog post. And so that kind of screwed up the last one. But I'm getting to where I can do the videos later on. So hopefully I can get to the vocal media stuff first thing in the morning. If that's the case, I can crank one out real fast and then do the Green Geek stuff and then do my other stuff, or my personal stuff, like for WriterSanctuary or Colorado Plays Crossing Colorado and Practically Living Green. So I got an incredible amount of jump. That's why there's so many jump cuts in my videos. I have an incredibly amount of... Fuck it. I'm done trying to say it. Besides, I think I already said it once already. Oh, aside from that, Yeah, I feel like a failure with the losing weight thing. Making a difference this week though. I'm in it to win it. I'm gonna hammer it down. I got the Zaz. I played on the Zaz. Vibrated myself on the Zaz. The Instagram picture of me is pretty good, I think. Shows me. Reminds me just how much I still have to go. I am going to play with the Body Blade. I don't know if I want to do the Zaz for 2 weeks and then do an article, or if I want to mix it up. Because I kind of want to do the Zaz for 2 weeks and then write an article and a video. Because I'm going to do a video for crossing Colorado. But I don't know. I really want to get back into playing the Xbox too, so I'm going to wind up messing all the data up. Sounds like a bump in salary would be justified. At least you'll be able to cover high-speed internet with it. Yes, I want to start bugging him for it because Xfinity does charge me extra when I go over my cap. When you have my computer, 2 girls, my boy, Dan, and then Sam when she's here, everybody tapping the internet is like, I paid $90 extra in December. I also had a house full of people the whole time with all the kids. So yeah, I'm gonna start hitting them up like, if I want to be downloading them, because these are 5 to 6 gigs a piece, and I have to do like January. I think I did like 5 in January, and I'm only allotted 1.2 terabytes. So about 30 to 40 gigs is all nothing but Green Geek stuff. So I'm like, someone needs to start paying it. So what's up? I'm actually listing on eBay. Oh, you're listing. How's it going, Joel? Listening. I didn't know eBay had had an audio thing. Listing on eBay. So I actually made a business listing stuff on eBay. I started with a $67 lot purchase on eBay, and I turned it into a seller account that was generating close to $4,000 a month just in eBay sales alone. That was including the computer work and the computer design work I was doing at the time. So I turned a $67 purchase into a company that was generating a little over $122,000 a year. And then I lost it. Good times. That's still kind of a sore subject. But the gist of it is, never hire your ex or your best friend sleeping with your ex. Yeah, convoluted tale. Oh. Yeah, what kind of stuff are you listing on eBay? I sold all my Magic cards at one point. Then I wound up buying them back because my kids wanted to play. And now nobody plays. So I have a bunch of Magic cards again. But I used to buy lots off of... I'm trying to remember the website. This was like 10 years ago. It was the Best Buy stuff that got brought back. They would turn around and sell it at liquidation.com, and then I would go through and test them, and a lot of stuff that we get from Best Buy would still be wrapped in cellophane, so they're like brand freaking new. And so I turn around and sell them. Like, I got this one lot that had a bunch of controllers in it, and I think I still have one for the PC, but they're the PS2 style controllers. And at the time, I bought them. They came out to be like 75 cents a piece is what it came out to be when I bought the big lot of like 30 something. Sold them for $15 a piece on eBay, and they went like hotcakes. In fact, they were going so well, I was selling them in 6, 7, 8 block packs at a time. It was great. I missed it. The what was for Michael right now, a vest. The what was for $4,000 a month. I used to sell computer equipment on eBay. A lot of it would be refurbished stuff that customers would come in, and I would upgrade their computer, and then the parts would still be working. If they didn't want them, then I would recycle them for them, and either I would send the parts to Golden, Colorado, or San Francisco, and then we'd get cash back from recycling the gold and aluminum and whatnots that are in computer stuff. Anything that was worthwhile, though, we kept and turned around and sold it back on eBay. So like processors, RAM, hard drives. We low-leveled formatted the hard drives, so it wiped everything out. Yeah, once you low-level a hard drive, it's done. There's no getting data back. It is wiped clean. So we used to do that. I would do acrylic carvings on the side of computer cases. I sold those. I don't have any of my acrylic carvings, at least in my office. I think they're in a box somewhere, but I carve in acrylic 3D pictures, and I did a wizard on one that came out amazing. I did a computer case that was covered in daisies. That's what the client or the customer wanted, so I did that. My Battlestar Galactica emblem, the Denver Broncos logo, Jack Sparrow, and there was one more. There's a four pictures on it, and I can't remember what the other one was. Came out awesome. I really like the Battlestar Galactica logo. That took me a while. Hey there, Michael. I always seem to show up at the most awkward times in conversation. Yeah. I don't know, because there's such a delay. So I don't know when you came in. I was just telling Joel the stuff I sold on eBay. But what started it all is that I spent $67 on a box lot from another eBay seller. And the reason why I wanted it is because there was a Sound Blaster sound card in it that I really wanted for my computer at the time. This was like back in 2000. I started in 2008, so 2007, 2008. It was between 2007 and 2008, because I actually incorporated the business in 2008. So I wanted the Sound Blaster card. So I went ahead and bought that, and I thought, God, there's a lot of good stuff in here. So I started pricing it out, turned around and resold it back on eBay individually, and went from there. And that's how I started buying and selling all kinds of lots. I was making some bank. Chris, not top secret lately clothing. I'm also, I sold clothing too. Jesus is my homeboy. I gotta see if I can find one of those shirts. If I find one of the shirts, it's a Jesus is my homeboy shirt that I sold. I sold a lot of Christian stuff on the eBay site, and did really well. But I had like a whole bunch left over, so, which is funny because it's in a box that's full of lingerie. So I had to empty the store. Give me a break. Anyway, some old equipment like that, old laptop, VHS, fans, desk, and some travel cameras. Yeah. eBay's the online, I don't want to say thrift store, but like a garage sale. I made a ton of money on eBay, and I bought a bunch of stuff on eBay. Are you telling stories about your online dating again? I was, just ever so briefly, how I went through every available woman in OkCupid, because now it no longer gives me anybody. It says that I've already viewed everyone. There's only 6 that I felt were worth my time. I got nothing in return. Cool, man. Do a flip. See, that's what I was doing. I was flipping hardware. There you go. Or just selling off old stuff. Christian lingerie is best, though. Acrylic carvings. Michael, you're blowing my mind with some of this stuff. I've definitely been thinking about getting some Goodwill pallets. I've seen some YouTubers who do that make out. Oh yeah, I made a ton of money on it. If it wasn't for the issues I had when I had to close like the computer center, I would still be doing it. We got into our groove on eBay at the last possible moments. Had to shut the business down. Long story, but when your biggest client who gives you 80% of your money goes out of business, kind of hard to stay afloat. And by then it was too little too late, and long story short, had to shut it down. But I did make a lot of money off printer ink. I sold phone cases. The lots from Best Buy were the best. Liquidation.com, I spent a ton of money on liquidation.com, but you gotta be really careful though. because you get some sellers on there that tell you that it's quality RAM, and then they send you EDO chips. I'm like, the only thing, these were quality 30 years ago, and I tried to fight it, but liquidation sided with them, so I was pretty sour on that. So you got to be real careful with that kind of stuff. I'm sorry to hear that, Michael. It happens. I'm not really. I get frustrated with it, the online dating thing, because I'm doing something wrong. But my entire adult life was spent with somebody else, and this is like the longest I've ever been single as an adult. I have no idea what I'm doing, so go figure. Just starting first sales a couple weeks back on some hats and a sweatshirt. So far, just old stuff, but I plan on thrifting the Goodwill though. Yeah. I don't know if eBay still has it, but I used to use, it's called Terapeak, and you might have to look it up. I'm not sure if they still exist, but Terapeak would give you data on what everything sold on eBay. So if you typed in, well, let's see, I typed in the controllers and saw that on average they were selling for about $13 a piece, and I wound up selling them for $15. But Terapeak made me a ton of money. Lots from Best Buy. Yes, lots from Best Buy were the best. I made a ton of money on Best Buy. Everybody does, Michael. Get frustrated? Yeah, I'm sure. Especially during COVID, during a pandemic. But, like I tell my son, my son gets all bummed out and bent out of shape because he doesn't have a girlfriend. Like, dude, you have to leave the house. How do you get a girlfriend if you don't meet anybody? So I'm not really like too bummed out about it, but if somebody would have sent me a message saying they're not interested, I would have preferred that to nothing. Even a get lost. Like my Dan is on Tinder and he gets freaking stuff all the time. I'm like, I don't want to use Tinder because I'm not just looking for a hookup. And it's kind of made a little sour. I've been kind of soured on Tinder. I tried talking to my brother and you get on Grindr though. I don't want to have to explain that one. Anywho, I have a good system going for search. Sourcing cheap goods, you can make bank. Oh yeah, I did. I'm trying to think of all of the sites I used. Liquidation.com was the biggest one, but there was like 2 others that I used. God, this was 10 years ago and I can't remember. The only reason why I remember Liquidation is because I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on Liquidation.com. Terapeak is there. Nice. It looks like it's part of eBay. Nice. Terapeak is definitely worth the upgrade. At the time I was paying $15 a month, but it made things so much easier, and I was pushing $4,000 profit per month. That's not just sales, that's profit. So I was making some bank. Of course, I was also supplying for 3 households, so that $122,000 wasn't just mine. I was paying 2 other people to help me, and so we still made quite a bit though. And if you stay on it, you can make quite a bit. In fact, I still have my eBay account. I never use it anymore. I'm just kind of, I don't know. After I had to shut the computer center down, I was pretty soured on it. So, but you can. It's a good way to make some do. We had like an impeccable rating too. Everybody loves our stuff. We would pack stuff so well that you could drop it off of a plane at 30,000 feet and it wouldn't break. I loved biodegradable peanuts and bubble wrap. We packed shit. We packed it good. Confirmation is good when trying out new things. Yeah. I just wish I could remember the places I used to go to. There are several. I had a reseller license though, so I could also get stuff from several suppliers, and that also made me quite a bit of money on eBay. With a reseller license, you can get distributors, and if you buy in bulk, you get it for way cheaper. Problem is that you need a bunch of money to get started that way, but if you have it, you can make quite a bit. At one point, we had our online store on the website, we had eBay, then the store sales. Now, the store sales really didn't make very much because when you build a computer center in a town with a population of 250, you have to rely on bringing traffic in from outside, which we did. The closest computer place was in Sterling, and they would charge an arm and a leg, like $75 an hour. And we only charged for the time that we're actually at your computer. So it was $30 an hour. So like an antivirus, we're only sitting at your computer for maybe 5-10 minutes. That's all we charged it for. Because while your computer's being scanned, we're not sitting there watching it. We're doing other shit. So while the computer's doing its virus thing, we're working on other projects. There's no reason to charge people that. So we did make quite a bit from people bringing stuff to us because of that. But eBay sales were fun. We used to get a lot of game stuff. This was back when the Wii was popular, and one of the Best Buy lots had like 30 games still in cellophane wrap, brand freaking new, that were returned, and so sold them on eBay. We made bank on those. Sounds like common sense, but I didn't fully realize it until now. The more people you meet, the greater your chances of finding someone like you. You just may have to meet a lot of people, right? You think? But like I said before, I am an acquired taste. In person, for lack of a better term, a bit of an asshole. And it's not that I'm mean or rude. I'm just bluntly honest. And I don't sugarcoat anything. People don't like that. I'm also extremely sarcastic. And, yeah. I'm definitely an acquired taste, trust me. Internet cafe, I actually owned one. That was part of the computer center, actually. And we set up a booth inside the cafe to where we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I had 8 computers up at one point. And then we had the Xbox and the PS2 set up to where people can come in and sit down and play games. And we sold deep fried foods like chicken fingers, fries, burgers, wings, onion rings, cheese sticks. We actually did pretty well. Thing is that, like I said, when you're in a town of population of 250, it's kind of hard to make a business out of it. We were a hit with the kids, though. We had a lot of kids coming down, dropping. Let's see, at that point, I think we had the 2 arcade games. So, yeah, they had fun. And then once in a while, we'll have somebody. This was back in Iliff. So, Iliff is about 45 minutes from Sydney, Nebraska, just south, on I-76, on the way to Omaha. And so we'd get traffic, people come through. And at the time, this was before smartphones were out. And people would stop by the cafe, buy some time, and check their email and whatnot. So it was fun. It wasn't profitable. It was fun. But that was part of the computer center. And so we had to close that down because it just wasn't making enough money. And the computer center was doing much better at that time. So, yeah. Convoluted tale, I could tell you. I should write that in my autobiography that I'm writing. Probably not, because I'm writing an autobiography about how I got started as a writer. So I don't want to stray too much from it, but yes. Anywho, have you ever noticed that we talk about some random ass shit? Which is weird. Probably not weird, but more of a anybody stumbling into the channel probably thinking like, what the fuck are they talking about? Oh, see, back when I first decided to do these live streams every Monday, at that point we were getting like up to 10 concurrent viewers. Right now I'm at 5, and I think it's fun. I have you guys are regulars, and yeah, it's fun. I'm gonna keep doing the Monday nights. It's a great hangout. We just shoot the breeze and bullshit. If anybody has any writing questions or blogging questions or WordPress questions, I'm here. But I don't know. You see all these other streamers are trying to be really strict with sticking to their niche and topics and stuff, and I would just rather hang out and drink, which is why I'm drinking. It gets random and weird whenever I show up. Well, yeah, see, you bring it with you. Random question, can you touch type? Is that some kind of dirty thing? No, I can touch type. I don't have to look at the keyboard. I've been able to do that since, wow. I've been typing since I was 10. I was typing on my grandpa's old typewriter where you had to slam the key to come up to hit the ribbon to put it on the paper. That was the first story I ever wrote. It was on that typewriter from the 1930s. And I had that typewriter, but I lost it. I left it with my first ex when I moved out. I moved up here to Colorado because she's well, I've been drinking, so I'm going to be nice. Needless to say, I lost that typewriter. It was almost 100 years old. But yes, I can touch type. I don't need to look. I can also do it with the 10 key. I have a rating of 13,800 keystrokes per hour on the 10 key. And that was 30 years ago. It's probably got a lot faster by now. The last speed test I took was 68 words a minute at 100% accuracy, and that was half asleep, slouching on my chair without my glasses on. I was testing out I did an article on typetest.com. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or used it, but it's a free typing test website that has a lot of cool stuff with it. I did an article about it, but as I was testing the article, that's how I was like slouched down all the way down to here and typing like this, looking halfway through my glasses. So yeah, I can type. My dad's a hunt and pecker. That doesn't sound good. He's one of those type of people that have to push one. He's getting better at it, but I got him on to doing Text Broker, and it takes him 24 hours to do a 300-word article because he's slow to type and overanalyzes the shit out of his articles. But he's getting faster, and practice makes perfect, and he's getting better. He's no longer doing this shit here. So. Alright, I'm going to go play my games. I hope my romantic advice was helpful. What romantic advice? That I have to go out and meet more people? Very astute, Captain Obvious. No, really, though. Thank you. It's alright. I'm not one of those pitiful people. I can live. I love my life. I have a nice house. I have my kids every weekend. I've got a house full of cats that I completely adore. And I'm looking forward to doing some gardening in my backyard this year. In fact, I want to do some pictures on Instagram of building it because I'm putting in grass. I would like to build the fire pit this year, but I need to get the pumpkins started so that, I don't know if you've seen my pictures on Instagram of my pumpkin patch last year, but I pulled out a 50-pound pumpkin out of it. So I'm hoping for a repeat. Thanks for answering my question. Do you think it would take long to learn to touch type? No. Like I said before, practice makes perfect. Definitely start if you really want to learn how to do typing. I would suggest that I think it's typing hashtag. No. Okay, so it's just typingtest.com. And it's free. You don't even have to log in. You don't need to create an account. You just start the typing test. And one way that I got fast was I just kept practicing. I kept writing. I kept doing. I feel my advice is not appreciated. It is quit. There's that acquired taste again, right? Thanks for answering back. Okay. Anyway, to learn to touch type, it just takes a lot of practice is all. Muscle memory. So you get your finger like on keyboards. They have the little notches on the F and the J key. That's where you put your index fingers, and then you just learn where the keys are. And it didn't take me very long. It's not something that you're going to get overnight. There's no doubt about that. But with practice, you'll definitely get it. Like there's days where I'll use just my left hand with my mouse on my right hand on the mouse, and I'll just type with my left hand because I know where all the keys are, and that's from muscle memory. So I know with my left hand, I know where the L is, and I can hit the keys almost perfectly. But that takes a lot of practice, and I have typed a lot of words. So, but it's not that hard. Definitely give typingtest.com a try. It's been around for, I think, since 1998. It's been around for a very long time. 1992. Typing Master Incorporated. Typing Master did a lot of typing tests for like I think I have one for the Commodore 64. That's showing my age. And because the Commodore 64 was putting out software until about like 1994, I think, if I remember right. And they did a lot of stuff for the IBM or PC compatible back then, and Apple. So they've been around for a very long time, and they got some really cool tests out there. Do you think about 100 hours would be enough to learn to touch type? Yes, with an asterisk. I would say that, I'm sensitive. Well, I know. And yes, it is appreciated. You know that. I chat with you enough on Discord. I listen to everything you have to say, Diana, so quit. You're fine. Do you think about 100 hours? Yes, with an asterisk, only because everybody learns different. And so what might be easy for one person might be hard for another, and vice versa. So even though it took me 2 or 3 years, you could probably pick it up in a month. It just depends on how much you put into it and how much you absorb when you're doing the typing tests, or if you're practicing on your own. And one of the things that made me such a good typist, I've been drinking, made me such a good typist is that in 7th grade, my 7th grade typing teacher would let me write short stories and stuff every day. The length of the story would show him how fast I'm becoming, and the accuracy of the spelling of the words showed him my keystrokes. So he would let me write all day long. And so I came up with some of the most outrageous stuff a 7th grader could come up with. In fact, I made a menu of Chad's Roadkill Cafe, named after a friend of mine in high school, in middle high. And it was a menu of roadkill, of all the prices and all the recipes and everything. He had that up on his wall like I was a sophomore. And before I dropped out, went down and chatted with Mr. Newman, and he still had it up. So he ended up there for years. It was pretty cool. It was kind of gruesome, but it was a really cool, menu. Anyway, I got away with doing a lot of that kind of stuff. So 100 hours, probably. If not, you'd definitely become quite proficient enough to be able to build confidence and keep going with it. Definitely check out that website, though. It's free to use, typingtest.com. And they got some typing games on there now, too, that I was playing around with. They also have a thing called Tricky Keys, and what it'll do is analyze where you miss and then give you a bunch of practice stuff on those keys specifically. So they'll help you train where those are. So it's a great system. But my typing has cleaned up and sped up to a practical level over the last year for sure. Yep, maybe 3 or 4 hours per day. Just consistency makes a difference. Absolutely, Joel. Consistency always makes a difference. The more often you type it, the better you're going to be at it. Michael, you dropped out of high school? Yes, I did. I dropped out my sophomore year. I got bored. Went back and took the GED without testing or without training for it or practicing, whatever. Scored exceptionally high. Went to college. Was on the dean's list twice with a 3.8 grade point average. But I had to drop out of college because I couldn't afford to keep going, and they screwed me on the financial aid. And so, yeah, that's another story for another time. Thank you. Thanks for your detailed reply to my question. You're welcome, Philip. Sometimes I tend to ramble, so if I do, just ask me again or ask me to clear it up, because sometimes I do kind of go off on a tangent, but I try to be as detailed as possible. And yeah, I agree with Joel. Definitely want to put in as much time as you can. Like personally, I blog every day on my own blog, and then I write for Green Geeks. Lately, it's been more of editorial work, but I do a lot of stuff from Green Geeks. And TikTok Trends says hello from Brazil. Again, that's why I do jump cuts in my videos. TikTok Trends says hello from Brazil. Well, hello, TikTok Trends from Colorado. Ooh, a rebel. Yeah, rebel. I wouldn't say necessarily a rebel. I just got bored. When I was in 3rd grade, they wanted to skip me 2 grades because I was way more advanced. My mom didn't do it. I wound up getting bored later. But my report card, my last report card in high school was A-, FFF, B+. The 2 classes I kept going to were physics and chemistry. Everything else I dropped out of. After about 2 months of that, I just went ahead and dropped out altogether. Biggest mistake I ever made, though. I wish I would have stayed. I missed out on a lot of fun stuff. And didn't really get much in return for it. Joel, I was thinking of 4 hours per day for 25 days, something like this. 4 hours a day for 25 days. If you do it 25 days straight, I don't know. You'll definitely have a grasp of it. I'm just not sure how much of a grasp you'll have. You'll definitely have the basics down, and you'll know where your home keys are, and probably your index, middle, and ring finger keys after that. But yeah, hammer it out. Practice it. If you don't have a blog, you can always start one at wordpress.com, Blogger, Tumblr. I don't know why I would do that, but each to their own. But there's all kinds of free places you can write. Wix, I think, has a free platform. I personally prefer to pay for my blog because that gives me the ability to monetize it any way I want, and I own the content. So nobody can tell me dick. After 25 days, but yeah, you should be well on your way at least. So definitely give that a shot. It's never too late. Just look at Billy Madison. Yeah, but I like where I'm at. I'm an editor. I'm a writer. I'm a YouTuber. I don't know. I like where I'm at. There's really nothing that a high school diploma can get me that I don't already have. So that's what really matters. Now, do I wish I could have went back or wish I would have stayed in school? Yeah. And I could look at Billy Madison, but I'm talking about missing things like prom. Kind of hard for a 44-year-old to go to a prom with a 17-year-old. Just a little on the creepy side. And illegal in most states. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about when I say I miss high school. I miss the football games. I missed all the fun clubs and whatnots. So it happens. You're quite far. When I first got the motivation, was wondering why the heck was there a thumbnail from random dude on my screen talking about blogs, and then I decided to check. Boom, I recall. Well, I'm some random dude on a lot of people's screens. But I do talk a lot about freelance writing, blogs, WordPress. I do have a book reading that I do on Saturdays. I got episode 8 uploaded today because my neighbor's building stuff and I couldn't get the video recorded until today. So I do book readings of my own books that I write. And yeah, I help people learn how to do what I do. Philip, you can practice posts, articles, revocal, or hub pages. There you go. There's a good one. They're free. You get to put your name on them, and you might make a few bucks along the way too. Yep. Just don't become one of those people who makes fun of academics. I don't. I dropped out, but my hero is Neil deGrasse Tyson. I love astrophysics. I love academia. I love learning new stuff. That's why I excelled on Textbroker. I've watched some videos of you. Nice content. Thank you very much. May you tell if you small SEO tools is reliable plagiarism tool. I don't know if I've used small SEO tools. I am doing a first look at a new tool. I had a collaboration offer come in Saturday, and he wants me to add his plagiarism checker to my list of free tools on WriterSanctuary.com. I told him that I would take a look at it as long as it's free, because that's the article, is that I want to give out free tools. And so I'm going to be doing a first look video on that. If you're interested, where is it? I'm trying to get the I'm looking at the wrong screen again. God, I got too many tabs open. Should I count them? So, like, show you my dedication. Let me see. Sanctuary videos. No, that's the first click on the blog. Plagiarism checker. Okay, writer plagiarism checker. It's writer.com. Oh, fuck it, I'll just give you the link. I'll be doing a first look at video on this one. Bam. I haven't had a chance to play around with it at all, so that's the whole purpose of the first look, is that I create a video, first time ever using the tool, have some funny background music going on it, pretty much raw footage, because I do cuss myself out quite a bit when I'm doing them. I think they're fun to do. So if you want to check that one out, I haven't had a chance to do the small SEO tools though. I do. I have used Copyscape through Textbroker, and with my client, they also have Copyscape on their blog, so I do have experience with that. But I've watched, okay, Philip, still half a year disappears without thinking. Keep up for about half a year, just library. It shows. Yeah, oh yeah. Just set a goal. Like right now, I am trying to do one vocal post every day for the next 30 days to see if it makes any difference on income. So you could do something similar like that, where you just set a goal for yourself on like Hub Pages or Medium or Vocal, and just write, create content, and you could probably make some money. Like Chris has made quite a bit on Hub Pages. I made a few cents on Vocal and Medium. I have made a few cents on Hub Pages. I haven't checked that in a while. But I did get a $5 tip off Vocal, and that got paid to me, so I'm pretty proud of that. That was my article on It Sucks Being a Stress Eater. So that was pretty cool. Hey, it's TikTok. Michael was just making fun of you. When was I making fun of TikTok? That I'm too old for TikTok. I know that. Oh wait, I did comment something about TikTok trends. No, that was a conversation with my daughter. We were talking about stupid trends that people do, like the dry scooping challenge that people are doing, where they dry scoop pre-workout mix, and then they chase it with water. Like, then why don't you just mix it with the water? You're drinking it anyway. But I don't remember. I thought we talked about TikTok. I don't remember. How long did it take me to get 4-star on Textbroker? Too long. Thanks, sir. Oh, you are very welcome, TikTok trends. Let's see, 4 stars on Textbroker, about 1.5 years. The second time. Let's see. So when I first started Textbroker, I noticed that Most of the jobs were for 4-star. I have to get 4-star if I want to make money with Textbooker. So I worked really hard to get up to 4 stars. So I think it was August of 2012, I think, where I finally hit 4 stars. It only took me 8 months. So I'm all excited. I'm jumping up and down. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm a badass. I just increased my pay by like 400% because I want to get access to all these new articles and 4 stars. I had it for 3 days. Then they knocked me down to 3. My biggest problem was comma usage. And I wrote too clinical. And so they hit me for all of that. Lost my 4 stars after 3 days. Kind of sucked the wind out of my sails. And I got it back in January of 2013 and kept it ever since. Then shortly after that's when I quit working in the school district because I could bring in enough money. Even as a 3-star, I was bringing in more money than what the school district was paying me. So I was able to quit my job at the school district and write full time. And I've been writing since. I haven't had a traditional job with a W-2 for almost 10 years. Wow. Michael works very hard. Oh yeah, I do. I did now really hard. That took I would grind it. I used to do between 10 and 15 articles per day. My goal was 10,000 words per day. And I rarely hit 10,000 words. Mostly it bounced between 6,000 and 7,000. But that was my focal point, was 10,000 words. 5,000 before lunch. And there are times where it came awfully close. But that's how I made literally tens of thousands of dollars on Textbroker because of that. It's because I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? This is what I want to do. I don't want to work at the school district anymore, making $8 an hour. And as a network technician, I mean, I was underneath the network admin, and school districts don't pay well. And when you have a family of 4, you gotta bring in more money. And Textbroker just did that. So I decided, I'm a writer. This is what I'm doing. Bam. It took me a while to do it, but it can be done. Yes, you are a badass, Michael. Some days. I have some blogs and was searching for those income report. A lot of people are doing this now, so I like watching them. It gets me inspired. Nice. I did have a screenshot of how much I made on Textbroker. I am doing one for Vocal. And the only reason why I haven't made more on Vocal is because, or Hub Pages or Medium, is because I really haven't put a lot of effort into it. I know people that that is like their full-time thing. I know one girl who makes $60 a day on Vocal. So it can be done. It just takes a lot of effort. This sir above has amazing tips. Ooh. Damn, I hardly write 3 articles a day. Hey, you can't, like I tell everybody, all the other writers to try to help. Don't try to compare yourself to me. I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm very fast. I'm very good. You can't compare what you do with what I do. Work more to improve on your own ability. You're only in competition with yourself. Do more today than you did yesterday. That's all I got to do. That's all I did. I just kept trying to make sure I surpass everything I did yesterday, and here I am. I bought a house. I don't have a fancy car. Then again, I never drive, but I do have a 2,400 square foot house that we just bought, and we're right next to the Arsenal here in Colorado. It's a land reserve for wildlife, and I'm going to be doing some videos this summer, probably on Twitter and Instagram, maybe YouTube, of going through the Arsenal. We have buffaloes, so that's really cool. We have and the deer keep getting on the other side of the fence. We have no idea how the hell they're getting over, but we do have a lot of deer and buffalo, so it's gonna be kind of cool. Kind of cool. What was your typing speed when you first started Textbroker? Hey, Shyman, how's it going? My typing speed when I first started Textbroker was 63 words a minute. I haven't really advanced much since then. It's always been between 63 and 68. But then I've been typing since I was 10 years old, and My typing teacher used to do 122. I'm not that fast. I broke my hand a long time ago. I don't know if you can see the bump. There's a bump right here where the bone snapped. And I can't even 10 key very fast without it hurting. So I'm kind of limited. But my last test was 68 words a minute with 100% accuracy. But when I first started Textbooker, it was probably about 63, 65. I tested before I opened up the computer center. I tested at 62 at 98% at the job place here in the college. I can't remember what it's called, but it's one of those places where they help you find a job. And so yeah. Hey Philip, actually you should check with Michael. I think he said they're looking for writers. Oh, I did. I have a writer for Practically Living Green at the moment, and it's actually starting to pay off. The traffic to the Green blog has increased. It only took us 3 months, but we got our first click on AdSense, which was like a $2.43 click, which is pretty high in AdSense. So if this keeps up, I might be able to expand my writer base by the end of the summer. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but it's getting pretty cool. Starting here though, just start ahead, do the test article and see what results are. Michael will tell you, don't be dismayed if they start you low. That's normal. Yeah, I start off at a 3-star. I've tried to help a couple people that were 2 stars. One person went up to 3 pretty quick, but I don't know. The other one, even his social media is really bad. So I'm like, you're gonna have to put a lot of work in it, man. And I try not to be discouraging and try to like give people hope and all that, but there's some people where you can read their stuff and you know they're not gonna make it. And I try not to be rude about it. I try to reel a lot of that in, but there's just times where don't feel bad if you can't make it as a writer. It's just not you, and everybody has their cup of tea. But I try to be as good as diplomatic as possible. Congrats on the Green blog. That's exciting when you start to see some traction. Yeah, it is. Especially when you get a click like that. That's pretty exciting. Robert writes a lot of the news stuff, and he does come across a lot of really cool information. I love reading his blog posts. I've turned him into a really good writer. When he first started with us, he almost lost his job, and they started making him write something else, and then I turned him into one of my best writers, and he's going to go far. So I have him doing the Green blog. He finds some amazing articles, and the thing that got the click though was my how to care for a Norfolk pine in Colorado. Norfolk pines are tropical pine trees. You don't see them in Colorado because they can't grow here. But I have one in my living room that I've been nursing for 3 years. And so I did an article about how to grow one in Colorado. You just can't put it outside. And that's the article that gets the click. What Robert's doing though is he's keeping traction with Google. So Google sees the website that's about green energy, green stuff, practically living green, eco-friendly. And Google sees all that information coming through, so that keeps our other articles high on the totem pole for search. So it's a balance, but we're getting it going. So, well, time to hit the sack. It's almost midnight here. Oh, yep. You have a good night, TikTok trends. Thank you for stopping by. And if you like audiobooks, make sure you give Despair a listen to. It's in the. If you go to my channel page, it's under Storytime. And I started chapter 2 today, so it's pretty cool. I would say just do your best to explain the information and keep with AP style guides. Yep. Textbook UK, I just can't inform. If they start at 4 stars, that does sound surprising. There's been, I started off as 3. I went to college for graphic design, so I had no idea what I was doing in AP style. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I had to learn a lot, and when I wasn't writing, I was learning. So I just built up momentum from there. It's about supply and demand. I guess they have less demand for writers in UK, therefore minimum 4 stars. Probably. The Textbroker UK doesn't really have nearly as much work as Textbroker US does. It's always been that way. I think mostly is because, I don't know, to be honest. I know that a lot of most writers, well, at Textbroker US, you have to go by your I-9, W-2. And so you have all the American writers here. And that's where a lot of these companies that are in like India and Pakistan and the Middle East, or a lot of European businesses will hire American writers to target American consumers. And so that's where a lot of work comes from for Textbroker US. And with Textbroker UK, you don't really have that big of a pool of businesses who are looking to target specifically American buyers. And there's been a few times where I've had Textbroker UK businesses come to me and want me to write it in a certain way. So I had to learn how to change all, like when you do color, it's COLOUR, behavior. So there's a lot of mannerisms and nuances that you have to do for writing in UK, and it takes a bit of practice. I think I did like a handful of those, but most of my clients were here in the States, and there's just way more work here. This is a direct quote from Textbroker UK page. At this time, we can only accept authors at 4 stars, as we are currently at capacity in the other star levels. We hope you understand. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that now. I got turned down from Upwork pretty much for the same reason. And this was recently. I have more than 8,000 articles spread across thousands of clients across the globe from Textbroker, Fiverr, and Writer Access. And so when they turned me down, it was a shot to the ego. But they were full. And you really can't blame them for that. With everybody trying to make money, everybody and their dog who can type their name is applying now. And so they're probably way too many people. If you get too many authors and not enough work, then everybody's fighting over those $1 or $2 articles, and no one's really making a living on it. So you got to kind of limit that. So from their perspective, I can see why they would do it. So that's all good. You just got to learn to diversify. So like when I first started with Textbroker, I wasn't just doing Textbroker. I was doing Textbroker, Writer Access, and Fiverr all at the same time. So I had 3 tabs open on my computer. And I would bounce back and forth between which one had work. And so there were times where I'd get paid every Friday, once a month, and then Fiverr pays 2 weeks after the article's done. So my pay schedule was all kind of jacked up, but I was still making money. And I just kept going back and forth and sticking with who had the most work. And eventually I got so many clients in Textbroker that that's all I did for the longest time. And then I started writing with Green Geeks back in a couple of years ago. And now I'm their content marketing team lead, and I manage a team of writers. Now I do more editorial stuff than anything. I do the blogging aspect of the webinars. I was doing the WordCamps before COVID hit. So I do get to write a little bit for Green Geeks at the moment, but not as much as I'd like to. But I love my job. I love the data I collect. I love setting everything up. I love being a manager. And my writers will tell you I'm an awesome manager. Always have been. I've always been good at that. But a point is that you got to diversify. You got to be flexible, try different things, try finding some private clients on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is how I found Green Geeks in the first place. Or rather they found me. And then Vocal, Hub Pages, Medium, anywhere that's going to pay a news break. If you do a search, sometimes you'll come across some people who are hiring on their website through an application form. There's all kinds of ways you can diversify. Don't just settle on one thing. Textbroker is great, but it's not going to be perfect for everybody. So you got to find those things that work best for you. And that might be Fiverr, that might be Hub Pages, That might be, maybe you get hired on a BuzzFeed. My point is that you gotta be way flexible as a freelancer because there's just so much competition out there. And so you gotta keep ahead of it. One of the things that put me over, I don't have a degree in, or a bachelor's degree in any kind of literary field. What put me ahead of it though was 8 years of experience and 20 years of experience using Photoshop. And so I can make my own images. And they loved that. And so I have Photoshop open 24 hours a day now. Actually, I had Photoshop open 24 hours a day anyway. How many articles did you write every day during your first year of full-time work with tech broker? Let's see, so when I first started, I would maybe do 1, maybe 2 per day throughout the entire week. Keep in mind, when I first started, I was doing this school district, so I would get up at like 7, 8 o'clock, take the kids to school, go clock in at the school district, work until I get home like 5:30. I'd have time to eat, and then I'd get to write. And by then I was so burned out and tired, so I was only able to get maybe 1 or 2 a day. And so I was only making like $25 a week. But then I started putting in way more effort. I started doing everything I could. I expanded my niche because at first I was writing for computers, networking, and internet. And then I expanded into the animals, travel, business. There was like a ton of stuff. I love writing about travel and animals. So I expanded into all those different categories that I started getting more and more. So I went from making $25 a week to I think it was 120 about 3 or 4 months later when I started getting serious about it and started putting in way more effort. So my first year on average, oh God, I don't know, because it went from 1 or 2. I think inside the first year, that's when I got my 5 per day client. I had a direct order client that would send me 5 articles every morning and I'd have them done by noon. And just off his stuff alone, I was making more than $50. And his stuff was so easy to write. And after that, I would go through the open pool. So on average, maybe 5, because I started off so slow, but I picked up at about 4 or 5 months. That's when I started really slamming them out. And that's when I started doing my goals. I would set a goal for, in fact, I can probably find my spreadsheet from 2012. But I would start my goals from like, my first goal I think was 1,000 words a day. And then I would just get an average throughout the entire week. And then the next week I would try to beat the daily average. And so I just kept doing that until I was able to hit almost 10,000 words a day. But I stopped counting articles individually because there were times where I'd grab like a ton of 90-word articles. It only take me like 5 minutes to write them. And so there was one time where at one point I was keeping track of all my articles, but then there was one day where I had 36 articles done, but the majority of them were those small 90-cent ones that the 90 words long, that just bam, it's out. And so I stopped keeping track of articles and started keeping track of words because that made more sense to me. Because I can't say that those 36 articles only was paid 90 cents a piece on the majority of them. Some of them I got $7, $8, $9 each, but the vast majority of those small ones were all under $1. And so I stopped keeping track of articles at that point. I just kept track of words. But I'd say about 5 on average when I first started throughout the first year. Yeah. If I can find it, I can tell you exactly, because I might still have the spreadsheet. Let me look. I don't know, because this is my 4th computer since I started working textbooker. Let's see if I can did have them all. Oh, see, the earliest I have on my cloud is 2015. Wow. Let's open it. I probably, if I find the other computers, I can probably find the rest of them. Wow, my spreadsheet has come a long way. Oh wow, this is back when I was paying for the kids' EverQuest too. Okay, so in 2015, I'm looking at this here. I've got, let's see, I did 27 in 1 week, 98 in the other. See, that's what I was talking about. Is oh hey, right there, January 21st, 2015, I did 36 orders, but the vast majority of them were 90-cent articles. I did make $86 that day, so I must have pulled in quite a bit. Wow, that was a week I made $352. Yeah, I made some pretty good money. Oh, see, here's a week that I did 7, but I was also working, let's see, with the notes that I see on the spreadsheet, I was doing a lot of computer work on the side, and so I'm fairly sure I had to do that. God, every time I see that man's name, it makes me cringe. Long story, but he ruined my life. 37 orders on that week, 30 on that one, 33. So I would say between 5 and 6, it looks like, was my average of 2015. And some days went up, some weeks went down. Really depends on the workload and what I had on the side that I had to do as well. For the most part, made quite a bit of money. Let's see, overall in 2015, all of the orders I did in 2015, 1,403. See, I typed 606,505 words in 2015. Yeah. I actually did pretty good that year. That was like 3 years after I started. Wow. Looking back at my old spreadsheets. Man, it's come a long way. That's pretty cool. Oops. Close that. If you get your own portfolio list on a web page with links, research, pitch 5 companies a day. I have a portfolio, not done the pitching, but I hear it helps. Numbers game. Yes. Philip, if you look at, I think I've given you Megan's channel for email pitches, and she's probably one of the best. She does a great job. She teaches a lot of people on how to do email pitches. I don't do cold emails. Never have. I wait for people to come to me, mostly because I have no time to do pitches. So if I'm not emailing somebody, it's because I'm busy. So most clients come to me directly. My reputation kind of just brings them in. But when it comes to emailing clients, Megan has some incredible videos. And I think I've shared her videos with you. I think it was last week. Might have been the week before. But yeah, get a portfolio up. I am in the middle of doing a ultimate guide for setting up a portfolio website using WordPress. I have one kind of set up for businesses. It's going to be kind of similar, except for the one I'm doing right now is focused purely on freelance writers, so that might be helpful. Oh, but anywho, my throat is dry and my drink is done and I am tired, and I didn't think it was going to go this long tonight. I don't know what. Oh look, it's going to be 41 degrees tomorrow. I love Colorado. Do you know it was 80 something, pushing 90 degrees a week and a half ago? It got so hot I had to turn on the air conditioner because I was sweating in here. And the video last week, you can see that the sweat was like glistening off me. And now it is snowing. It was cold last night. The water froze the night before. The problem is that this is Colorado. We'll probably get snow in through May, which means I'm going to have to plant my pumpkins inside again. And then probably wait for the ground to thaw before I put them in the ground. I've got blueberries I want to put in the ground too, so that's going to be fun. Anywho, we are going to wrap this up. Unless anybody else has any questions, if you have any more questions, I'll be more than happy to sit here and answer anything you guys have. Shyman and Philip, you've got 3 people who have a lot of experience writing. So Chris also has a lot under his belt. So if you guys have any more questions before we wrap it up, but if not, then I would love to thank you guys for watching, stopping by. I like I said before, it would be nice to actually get traffic, but I think it's kind of a double-edged sword, because if I was huge and like drew in thousands of viewers every live stream, I would miss a lot of the conversation because it would just be going by so fast. But with a small group like this, I'm really able to dive deep into answering a question. So I think I prefer smaller groups, to be honest. I just think it would lose something once we get to that point. But don't get me wrong, I would love to see my watch time go up so I can actually get on the YouTube partnership program before 2025. So I can make that mad AdSense money. It's one thing I love about all these young YouTubers. They're like thinking as soon as they get into the YPP that they're going to make bank on AdSense. I'm like, you have no idea how much traffic it actually takes to make it worthwhile in AdSense. Now, I don't have experience with AdSense for YouTube, but I can imagine it's not going to be much different from AdSense from a blog. And if I want to make $1,000 a month from my blogs, on average, I would have to have 345,000 visitors per month. That's a lot of people. Not that easy to get to. Everybody thinks they can just do it. So I don't know. It's funny. But I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. My throat's dry. I'm tired, burnt out. I said this before. I'm trying to find... Where the hell's the live stream? I don't know. Anywho, that is. Okay, so to recap, we finally got episode 8 of Despair up tonight. If you like that kind of stuff and you want to listen to a fantasy story, I added some sound effects from Epidemic Sounds, which have improved the quality of the stories exponentially. I think I really like how their lightning and their rainstorms are awesome. And they got a lot more sounds than YouTube's free library, let me tell you that. Definitely worth the $15 a month. Oh, and if you like sound effects from Epidemic Sounds. So if you wanted to create your own, or if you're trying to do a game, Epidemic Sounds, give them a check. It's been great for Despair. I'm starting a new experiment on vocal media starting today. I'm going to do 30 days. It's going to be 3 different niches, 10 articles a piece. I'm going to see if it matters on niche, or if writing once a day on vocal is worthwhile if it makes me a bunch of money. Right now I'm averaging between 30 and 40 cents a month. Month. And with the exception of the $5 tip I got in January, how much content do you really need to make it worthwhile? And then this Friday, I'll be starting a Friday morning live streams. Probably to get the people that are either across the pond or are not able to make it during the night, because I have had a few people upset that it is pretty late. Like Linda was here and it was 9 o'clock for her, and so we're going to do Friday morning live streams as well as the Monday nights just to test it out. So probably a month worth, so like 4 Fridays we'll try it and see what kind of reaction we get, see if we can get some people in. So if you guys are in the UK or Great Britain, or this is the same place, isn't it? The UK or Europe, then maybe about 9 a.m. my time would probably be better. It'll be in the afternoon your time, I think. I'm not sure. So we'll try that starting Friday, probably at about 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So if you're curious, go to Google, put in 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Denver is what time here, and Google should tell you exactly what time that is. And so there we have it. We've got a lot of stuff to do this week. We got a lot of preparing to do, especially with YouTube rolling out the Core Web Vitals. I don't know if you know about that, but they're going to be putting more emphasis on how your site performs in Search Console. So if you have a Google account, look at Search Console, see what kind of cumulative layout shift, and the longest contextual paint is of your website. Fix those before May. It's nearly 4 in the morning here in the UK. Why am I awake? Because you like hanging out with us, Phil. That's all that matters. I keep asking myself the same thing, except it's only 8:50 here. It's almost 9. So probably so the Friday morning would probably be better for you anyway. See, it's your kind of people. Like, I have a lot. Okay, I'm trying to end this, but I want to get a few things across. I have a lot of people, Phil, in the UK that follow the channel. Amazingly, a lot of people. Like, I think there are more UK and European followers, subscribers to WriterSanctuary than there are Americans. And so I figure I'm going to try to get something where it's more realistic for you guys. But yeah, so I'm going to try that. So starting Friday. I think that's about it for the night. Thank you guys for watching. Good night, Ron. Good night, Chris. Good night, Phil, Joel, Shyman, TikTok Trends, Diana, Linda Ray was here, and I think that was everybody that I saw. If I forgot, or Joel, if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. But I will see you guys later. Let me close the chat window here. Oops. Don't do that. I gotta get a new mouse. This mouse is pissing me off. Alright, so also Phil, remember to check out typingtest.com. It's a free system, great tool to use, a lot of fun a lot is designed for kids in mind, but there's a lot of cool stuff on it, so it's definitely worthwhile, especially as it's free. So I will see you guys. I think I will do the video tomorrow probably about setting up the experiment on vocals. So watch out for Wednesday's video. But if you guys are around on Friday morning, I'll see you then. Have a good night, everybody.